But for goodness sake, some of the best games are ones where my team, Chelsea, played West Brom the other day. We got smashed by them. 5-2. Duncan emails from Cambridgeshire. So, Gary Neville and others seem to think that clubs doing exactly the same as they
How
did
is
when
Harry
they
Kane?
were players
I don't
is
know.
wrong. He and his colleagues have taken every
That's the
penny
question
they
I
could
also
from football over the years.
want
Change
the answer
is
as soon as
inevitable.
possible,
So we're
but
getting people saying
it's
this,
too early.
this may not be as bad as the fans
For
are
Harry
saying. Maybe.
to come off the way he did with a couple of minutes to go with the game open, trying to win it, for him to come out is not because he's nothing, he's something. But today's Friday, the next match is Wednesday.
Day for Laura outside White Hart Lane, the home of Tottenham, reporting for BBC Sport. Let's talk to
shaking his head. Is the worry it's his ankle again?
Yeah. Football Club in League Two. First, Mike
We all
Perry,
felt
sports broadcaster, Everton supporter.
the same. We all felt the
Mike, you're
same
furious about this as well.
fears of something that stops him to play Wednesday and especially Sunday. But we will see.
How much of a concern could it be for you between now and the end of the season?
You know how good he is. You know how important he is for us. And last two matches away of home, we drew both 2-2. He scored all the 4 goals. So that's what he means to us. But I promise you, if unluckily we don't have Harry, we are going to fight the same.
What about his 2 finishes tonight, particularly the second one after you've gone behind?
No, brilliant finish. In the first one, when I saw the first touch, the first control, the way he puts his body in relation to the bounce of the ball, I knew that was going to end in the net. We see him do this every day in training. He's a natural finisher and 2 great goals.
Overall, what did you make of it? 2-2. A fair result, probably?
Probably. I think we started dominating. We started pressing them high. We scored the goal. Then they equalized. I prefer not to comment. In the second half, the game was, I believe, tight. They scored basically in the first chance they had. A great reaction from us, and then the game is open again. And until the end, we could feel that anything could happen both sides. So I think it was a good game, especially for the people at home.
Were you surprised the penalty was awarded?
No.
Why?
Because when the referee goes with such a firm decision to the penalty spot at the distance I was, I knew it, and normally VAR referees, they don't like to go against the referee decisions. They're friends, they work together. I don't think they like to expose the one on the pitch with a mistake, so there is no point of complaining or make big noise because the decision was made.
The players didn't complain though. Are you happy with that? What was the reason, do you think, for that?
They can complain, but can complain for what? Unless you like that. But in this country, we were always told to let referees in peace for not being surrounded by a group of players. Our captain is the goalkeeper. I don't want to see the goalkeeper leaving the goal-to-goal complaining with anything. We had the same referee against Arsenal with that penalty, and to complain meant nothing. So complain for what?
All clubs, Manchester City, Everton, Nottingham Forest, have all been taking out 20,000 meals to people dispossessed by the pandemic. It's been real work in the community from football clubs. It's not working in the community if you suddenly steal your club from the fans on the street and hand it over to the president of Real Madrid, who's come up with this mad idea because Real Madrid are struggling with huge financial problems, as are Barcelona, and this is a way out of it. And also, remember, the Europeans have hated the Premier League for years and years and years because we're so successful and they're not, and they want to bring the Premier League down.
Carol Shanahan, chair of Port Vale. Now, you're looking up at this situation in the leagues above. What do you make of it, Carol?
Oh, I'm sorry I can't speak with quite so much passion. I mean, we've heard Gary, which I said your previous caller. I mean, but it is going to evoke passion around the nation. It really is, because it can't happen. It is about the fans. It is about integrity of leagues. I mean, this is just a showcase competition. How can you have something where you don't have relegation and you don't have promotion?
What if it's just an add-on, though? Is it at that point, doesn't it just generate more money rather than taking money from other places?
Well, no, because it'll do exactly as just been said. It will dilute the Premier League because, there's already so much talk that there's too much football and that players are having to play too many games. This comes up a lot. And so you're going to put in a whole new one, which is going to go throughout the season. I mean, it just will not work.
And how would that affect a club like Port Vale, Carol?
I think, we're at the bottom of League Two. We're middle of League Two at the moment. But we are at the base of the pyramid, of the professional pyramid. And it's the pyramid itself and the integrity of that, which is what football is about. That's what it's built on. So everybody has that opportunity to get to the top of the Premier League. Everybody. Leicester did it. People didn't think it could happen. It did. So every single club that is in the pyramid has aspirations to move up there. And then, that has to be, and it has to be based on merit. It has to be based on the fans, and it has to be based on, the possibility that everybody could get promoted, but equally could get relegated. And so, we have got a really good football structure in there. And it's quite right, the clubs that we're talking about on the whole are owned by large organisations, large groups, American or wherever, who have got debts and need to generate more money to pay those debts. And that's
means that they will join the top clubs in Italy and Spain and presumably Germany and so on. And the thing about this Super League is that you mustn't laugh. You won't be able to be relegated. That sounds ideal, doesn't it? Your team will never have a bad day. The worst thing that can happen is you lose and you then think, well, we're not going to be the champions of the European Super League. But the problem is time, as Mike Parry and Carol Shanahan were saying. There's only so many days in the season, and these days have got to come from somewhere. And it may be that actually the result of it is you field the B team in the Premier League games. Andy Davidson emails, I'm a lifelong supporter of Spurs. A lot of fans feel there's nothing they can do about this, but I am going to resign my membership. I will buy no merchandise. I will boycott club sponsors and all supporters of the new ESL. If a large number of supporters do that, the clubs will be hit in their pockets. Oh, football's such a relief to watch it in these vexing times, and now that's gone wrong as well. Chris Evans, hello.
Good afternoon, Jeremy.
Now, your fiancé's great-great-grandfather was involved in a big way with Liverpool.
He was in 1892 when Liverpool split from Everton, became a separate club.
News from Gary Neville, famous for his time playing with Manchester United, now a coach and commentator. He summed up in 2 minutes on Sky News the level of anger.
I mean, I'm a Manchester United fan and have been for 40 years of my life, but I'm disgusted, absolutely disgusted. I'm disgusted with Manchester United and Liverpool most. I mean, Liverpool, they pretend, you'll never walk alone, the people's club, the fans' club. Manchester United, 100 years, born out of workers around here. And they're breaking away into a league without competition that they can't be relegated from. It's an absolute disgrace. And honestly, we have to wrestle back the power in this country from the clubs at the top of this league. It's pure greed. They're imposters. They're imposters. They're nothing to do. The owners of this club, the owners of Liverpool, the owners of Chelsea, the owners of Manchester City, they're nothing to do with football in this country. The principles and ethos of fair competition and the rights to play the game so that Leicester win the league, they go into the Champions League. Manchester United aren't even in the Champions League. Arsenal aren't even in the Champions League. You watched them earlier on today. They're absolute shambles of a football club at the moment. It's criminal. It's a criminal act against football fans in this country. Seriously, in the midst of a pandemic, an economic crisis, football clubs at National League level